Welcome to Turn to Your Neighbor. This is the Christian Talk Show where we talk about the church, music, movies, social media, and a whole lot more. I'm Cliff, and this is Big Dre. What's up?
What up?
I had all this
Wait,
time, man. Go ahead.
wait. Let me get this. Let me get boop.
There
What
you
up? Ooh. Wait a minute. Let me. There we go. What up, neighbors?
Oh, come on. Look at the devil. Well, it is. It is the fact that I just loaded the site right now. I was sitting here all this time waiting for it. There we go. There we go.
Yo, what up, man? We back at it again. Hey, I think I've been sharing the wrong thing. Like
Sharing the wrong thing.
Like, I think I've been sharing comments and not the whole thing.
I don't think you can share individual comments
I can't. Okay.
on Facebook. I think you share. Yeah, you can't share individual comments, especially not during a live.
People who shared them, so I can.
How long have we been using Facebook?
Brother, I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. So what am I sharing? If I click the share right beside the little comment box on Facebook, it says, "Am I sharing the whole thing?"
You're sharing the link to yes.
Okay, I just shared it. Boom. Brother, every week they keep changing stuff. Don't act like this is the same thing.
It's 2023.
They keep changing stuff, and so that's not my fault. Let me say this though. I like to give a shout out to Black Santa Gang in the building. Once again, if you notice on my emoticons or whatever, I have included the different varieties of melanin levels of Black Santa. Usually I had just been going with Black Santa that represents me, which is the most chocolatest brother. But now I have multiple varieties
of
Black Santa.
Brown Santa. You got other shades of Santa. I see.
Yeah, I got other shades of Santa. Mac, bump you. I don't sound old. Facebook is broken. So bump you. Mac is out here starting trouble already.
Oh, what's up to all the neighbors out there? Hope y'all doing good tonight. Thanks for hanging with us. Do me a favor right now. Hit the like button right below, right there, somewhere below at the bottom. Also, hit the share. I'm sharing right now so we can, get more people up in here. Let them
It
know
didn't
we
get
out
my.
here having a good time.
Oh, it did register my share. Oh, I did it.
You're excited for yourself, aren't you?
Brother, I've been trying. I'm learning this operation system, as we go here.
Lord Jesus. All
How
right.
we doing, man?
I'm good. Are we ready? We ready to go?
I'm ready, bro. Because I got some fire tonight. I'm a little tired, but guess what? I'm feeling good because we got some stuff to talk about.
All right. So the first thing is apparently there is a image circulating around the internet that was first shared by John P. Key, and you showed it to me. Apparently, somebody just put out a random list.
Random.
I don't know who did it, but somebody put out a list of top male gospel singers of all time. And for
Yes.
all of you audio listeners and those of you who just don't know who some of these people are, I'll tell you who is on said list. So we have Daryl from the top row, left to right. We have Daryl Coley, DJ Catton, Tone, who now goes by B Slade, and James Moore. And then next row we have from left to right, we have John P. Key, Rance Allen, Fred Hammond, Jay Moss, and I know him. Marvin Winans almost skipped me. The Reverend the Doctor almost skipped me. And in the bottom row, Jason Nelson, Smokey Norfolk, Donnie McClurkin.
Okay.
There are some people I believe are clearly missing from this list. But I'll let you go. You have any first thoughts?
Okay. Well, first of all, there's so much to cover here.
Okay.
I'm just scrolling and minding my business, and John P. Key just gonna put this up. Talk about, hey, I'm not sure who made it, but I'm glad to be on here. I said, okay, John. And so I really took the time to look at it. I'm like, John's a little old. Maybe he don't see the logo in the corner. and there truly is no logo on this thing.
No.
We have absolutely no idea who made this list. And so I would like to know, just so I can shoot some shots at people. I'm replacing cats off rip. Like, if you have a top 10 list, this is going to be a hot take.
Is this 10? I didn't even count it. Is this 10?
It's supposed to be
2, 3,
oh,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 12.
12. If you got a top 12 that
Mhm.
doesn't include bump that. If you have a top 10 that doesn't include BB Winans, you should stop talking. You should stop talking. If you have a top 12 that you it just says singers.
Does this say singers?
It just says singers.
That says
And
singers.
despite how you may have felt about BB at some point in time, if you have a top 12 list
You're right.
that does not include BB Winans,
It does say
you should
singers.
stop.
Yeah, BB definitely belongs on the list. So
Yes.
a couple other brothers that I believe is in the discussion.
Right.
Marvin Sapp
Oh yeah.
is in the discussion,
Now I gotta start writing this stuff down.
and the very underrated Zacardi Cortez.
Oh, and see, don't get me started. Don't get me started. The only reason he might not be on the list is because he's too young in the game. But in terms of his ability and what he brings to the table, Zacardi Cortez got to be on the list.
So how
Zacardi or Cortez over Jason
Jason Nelson?
Get him out. Zacardi Cortez.
So the question is, how are we judging top singers? Are we judging by vocals only, or are we judging by accomplishments, industry accomplishments, that kind of stuff?
Because if it's an industry accomplishment, you have to put Kirk on here, but Kirk's
no, because he's not a singer. He's not a singer.
Right, but you just got to go by vocal ability. Zacardi has to be on the list.
Yes. So those are only two. BB, those are only three. BB, Zacardi Cortez, Marvin Sapp, I think are all people who, if you're making a list, they deserve to be on it somehow. To be honest, and this is going to be unpopular. So first, let me say everyone on this list is super talented, right?
Super talented.
They're all great. I want to make sure we get that. First of all, we didn't create the list. Second of all, everyone here is great, super talented, wonderful artists.
Right.
But if we did the exercise, we would limit people and pick one who would be king of the mountain. Mm-hmm. But if we limit people, if we adding three, we got to take people off. Dietrich Haddon, I don't consider him. I don't think he's vocally on the level of Zacardi Cortez. Vocally,
yeah, you gotta go. You taking Dietrich or Jason Nelson?
I'm taking both. If I got to add Marvin Sapp, BB, and Zacardi, I'm taking Jason and Dietrich off. Just vocally.
Who's the third you're taking off?
This is where it gets tough.
I know who my third is. Hey,
it may be J Moss.
You are smoking crack.
No. Take that back.
Okay.
That now it gets tough. If you got to add all three, who's the one answer?
Donnie McClurkin.
I'm smoking crack.
Get Donnie out of here. See, your brother just said this.
Jason's is over Donnie.
Oh, now here's the thing. Low key, I think Jason is one of those I'm your favorite singer's favorite singer type dudes that maybe I just don't know about like that. But Donnie I'm getting another Donnie Don't Belong.
A lot of y'all are on Donnie Don't Belong. Are y'all
Don't Belong.
Tripping?
Maybe if he had both his vocal cords, he'd be okay.
Okay. In this case, I'm gonna be like Pilot, Conscious Pilot. The people want Donnie. The people could have Donnie.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna make it even harder for you. I just want your top three.
Okay, so yes, there are levels to this, and I think three people on this list are what I would consider vocal aliens. Like they do stuff and they're not from this planet.
Oh, if you say this man's name, I'm gonna fight you through the screen.
Number one is B Slade Tone. Well, not any okay. B Slade Tone.
Okay.
Daryl Coley.
See, here we go. Here we go.
And I'm telling you,
Here we go.
James Moore.
And I don't know enough to know.
I need some of the seasoned neighbors to jump in. The stuff James Moore would do with his voice is ridiculous.
I'll take Ranch off before who's Ranch?
Rants.
Oh, Ranch. Okay.
And I see my brother is saying Daryl, Tony, and J Moss. Okay.
Daryl, Tony, J Moss. Yo, that's a wild list.
I'm telling you, if you go and dig it through the YouTube crates, James Moore would do stuff with his voice, and it's like, sir.
There's only one. There's only one for me. And we could fight this all day. And that's Marvin Winans. Marvin Winans, I have always stood on, and I will die on the hill that he is the greatest gospel vocalist of all time.
But the thing is, I think there are things Tone can do with his voice that Marvin cannot.
But I don't think Tone.
But there's nothing that Marvin can do that Tone can't.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I don't think I just so Tone sneaky. So no, see, this is such a nerd thing. We gotta limit our time on this. We have to limit our time on this because we could be here all night.
I'm here to tell you, Tone. I'm convinced since we believe that there's a chance aliens could actually exist.
Yeah,
that explains Tone. That explains Tone's existence now.
Let me say this. I'm seeing this Walter Hawkins, yes, and James Cleveland. I have never heard James do anything that crazy.
I don't think either one of them. We mentioned BB. I don't think either one of them vocally are in this class.
No, I don't. I think now we're both Fred fans. Where are we putting Fred?
Vocally, Fred is like, in the 4, 5, 6 range, depending on who you want to fight with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the thing about Fred that's interesting is the brother sounds the same live and on the recording.
That's what Marvin is.
The same.
Like that's Marvin's a goat, dog.
I'm not saying, and Marvin too. That's what I'm saying. The 4, 5. I'm trying to tell you. I just think we talk about unique, not quality of voice is one thing, but then like what can person A do that person B can't? I'm telling you that there is nobody here. Tone can do something the same. Tone, Daryl Coley, James Moore can do the same stuff everybody else can, but I don't think everybody else can do the same stuff they do. That's all I'm saying.
It's getting ugly in the neighborhood.
Because Tone can get up there in the upper register, and some of the rest of these brothers they just don't have that range.
Mac is. I know bar singers that can sing better than James Cleveland.
Yeah, James Cleveland is like
I think he's a goat.
Yeah,
he's a goat.
He's not like us. We're gonna have who's the best talkers in gospel. And then we can have James Cleveland, Kirk Franklin, James Fortune. We can have that discussion.
I got a James Cleveland, Walter in the songwriter combo more than the singer combo. I give you that.
Yeah. But that's all I'm saying is those three: Daryl, Tone, and James Moore. First of all, let me say this again, because just in case y'all just catching on. Everybody on this list is straight fire, right?
Yes.
Everybody on this list. So we like splitting here. It's like choosing which one of your kids you like the best. Everyone on this list is straight fire. But those three can do things. They can get to a register that a lot of people on this list can't with the same power. Like maybe J Moss can, but I don't think J Moss's voice is as powerful as Tone, as Daryl Coley, as James Moore. That's all I'm saying.
So somebody says, let me get more orders from the people, from the neighborhood. Let me get more orders from neighborhood giving me in no order Coley, Moore, Moss, and Marvin. Case closed.
And as talented as Deitrick Haddon is, I've never considered him among like the greatest of great singers. He is extremely talented. But I've never maybe I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I would admit it.
He is like there's steps to this, right? There's like different levels, right? I still think he's maybe a half level behind. He is in the vein of Tone. in terms of what he was able to do with his voice.
No, man. No, man. You gotta really get into this dude Tone's bag. His bag is so
I said
deep.
the vein, he's not
His
the
bag.
same.
So not only does he have the power, the
Yes,
range, he could do
the
all the
range.
vocal gymnastics you
all
want.
the vocal
Like
gymnastics.
that, the squalling, like all of it.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I mean, everybody here again, super talented.
You know,
Super gifted, extremely
you know who
anointed.
I'm booting off this list. Rance gotta go. You know, Rance Allen works my nerves, dog. Rance works my nerves.
Rance Allen is your favorite gospel artist.
You told me this 12 times.
I know, but it's the truth.
You gonna keep saying it.
So there has to be a reason.
So much.
There has to be a reason.
And if you look at
D Hattie over John P. Key.
Well, that's drugs. That's drugs as well. There's a lot of people on drugs over here. Okay, I got one. Yo, see, I got another one. I never want to be in the same place with Mac, but Rance can go.
The thing is, I think a lot of us listening I didn't really hear Rance in his prime. A lot of y'all, let's be honest, y'all came to Rance through something about the name Jesus. A lot of y'all can't name another Rance Allen and the Rance Allen Group song. Rance was past his prime at that point.
He was
his prime. Because he was older. He was clearly older by then. So a lot of us, but I'm willing to bet vocals only. I'm going to trust the gospel artist in this, and if he is their favorite artist, that has to stand for something. I gotta admit, I need to be better about knowing his older stuff.
Right.
So he deserves to be in this place. I wouldn't get rid of him.
I tell my wife this all the time. I said, you're lucky that God didn't bless me with the gift to do that thing John P. Key does. Because if I could squeal that, if I could hit that squeal, that it sounds like he's whistling, I would annoy her every day. Just because if I could wake up and do that with my voice, nobody would like me. Ranch. Why do we keep calling him Ranch?
Because y'all like to let the man rest in peace and y'all messing his name. But this is a good discussion. Like I said, I think there's a certain level vocally that some of them are on and the rest of them aren't. That's all.
I like to if we boil it down to a top 5, I like to see where we go. But we can do that another day. We've been 20 minutes on this. I'll let it go.
All right. So we're going to move on. So there's this interesting thing that I came across. I was just kind of minding my business on Twitter, right? And so we've all been in church long enough, and people come and people go. And when people leave the church, and usually kids, God bless you, and go ahead. But apparently there's this couple named Mike and Mandy on Twitter. I'm going to show the letter. This couple left the church.
Okay.
I don't know the name of the church. But the couple left, and then the church sent them a very lengthy letter. I don't expect y'all to read it. I'm just going to show y'all the letter just so you understand how extensive this letter is from this church. It is very long, right? So I'm just going to read a couple of the highlights.
A few passages.
I'm going to
highlight a few passages.
From the text. So this couple, Mike and Mandy, tried to lead his church, right? And so the first paragraph, we acknowledge the receipt of your covenant resignation letter that was clandestinely slipped under the door here at the church. Of course, we don't have to tell you that such a method does not constitute a resignation. Though we are sure you are already aware of such, for yourselves agreed to the process and method in such circumstances and personally insisted upon from others, right? And so then it goes on to say, we deny your request to not contact you. So I guess these people basically like, we leaving, don't contact us. The church is like, we deny your request. It don't need to be that big no more. Y'all can see. So we deny. For us to do so, we will all violate our promise and covenant to you and God. We love you and honor our Creator too much to do that. So these people want to leave. This Mike and Mandy, God bless them, and this church is like, no, we're not letting you leave. And you told us not to contact you. We're gonna contact you.
Wait, time out. Have you ever been to a church that you had to sign a covenant?
No.
This is weird to begin with.
Yes.
If I had to sign a document to become part of your church, a covenant, like that's special. Okay, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Another part of the letter says, we are also convinced that no such quote unquote calling elsewhere has taken place in your life. So you know how people, you know, so you know how people say when they want to leave church, your guys called me to another fellowship, another house, or whatever. These people say, no, you have not been called there, right? This is clearly a lie in an attempt to make yourselves look righteous. In this action, of course, it has abundantly failed to do that.
What is happening? How are you questioning? So no, I don't believe you were called to go elsewhere. Nope, that's a lie. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Oh, the shade continues. Another part says, you both are obviously in some deep distress in your lives. You are not thinking clearly. Instead of confiding in your brothers and sisters, you have attempted to make a run for it.
This is hilarious.
Oh, man.
This is great. We got to post this somewhere. I got to read the whole. Like, are they just trying to hold on to their ties? Are they trying to, like, what is. There has to be something happening here. I had to have a better understanding of why you can't just let them go. They must have good offering. Mike and Mandy must give very good offering to go through this much letter.
So Mike and Mandy try to leave the church, and the church is just not letting them go. I don't know why. If people want to leave your life, let them.
Yes. Yeah, let them go. Let them go. I don't understand. Here's the thing. There's a couple levels of this. First of all, look at that text. Take out the little box right there. Take out the little title box real quick. Can we do that?
Yeah.
But look at that. That's a lot of typing, dog. That's a lot of typing.
This is only. I'm assuming there's a third page because there's no closing at the end of this. So there's another third page somewhere.
Somebody had time that day. You're like, you know what? We don't agree with this. And here's the thing. If it was a standardized form letter, that'd be one thing. But if they're specifically addressing them throughout the entire letter and their situation, that means somebody had time. And they decided, okay, let me ask you this. Whose responsibility is this to write this letter? Like in the church hierarchy, in the administration, who writes this letter?
I don't know. I wouldn't want it to be mine.
Playboy, this is single spaced.
Single spaced.
This is they appear to have citations. Like, what is happening here? Yes, Andy, single space. I'm sorry, I didn't even see you put that. This junk is single spaced.
Some of the other comments in this letter basically talk about you just had communion with us last week, stuff like that. Yeah.
But I had communion, and I was communion before God. Like it really wasn't about you. It was my remembrance unto him and his sacrifice. Amen.
This joint is just all. So, okay, check this out. One part is this thing is full of shade. I'm not sure of your motivation here other than to acquiesce to Satan and hurt the church. What part of our love has failed you? Was it our trust in you as a deacon? You held church keys and church credit card. Was it our trust in Mandy as assistant director of the children's ministry? Was it the brotherhood we gave you? People bringing meals to your house and helping with your babies?
We get personal.
These people are hurt that brother Mike and sister Mandy have decided to take their fellowship elsewhere.
Whoever wrote this letter is the definition of church hurt. This is the church hurt right here.
This is super petty. At the end, one of the things in it says, our doors will forever be open to you to repent and be restored. They just leaving the church. What repentance is there?
Like, I don't understand that. They're not sinning. They're just going somewhere else to worship. That's all they're doing. They're not leaving God. They're leaving this building. That's all they're doing. What in the world is happening?
There is a whole. So this was posted on Twitter, and I can tell y'all the Twitter account I got this from.
Yeah, brother. I
It
gotta get this full
is
document.
at John JOHN,
Mm-hmm.
then another N, ARAE. So this is from at John J at JOHN ARAE on Twitter. And there's a whole podcast about Mandy's story. So there's a podcast episode, and this is on all on Brother John's Twitter. You can, if y'all want to listen to the podcast where Mandy goes into detail. I guess she goes into detail about their experience. I don't know.
Anybody out there in the neighborhood, have y'all had people? I mean, have y'all had experiences where you had to sign a church covenant?
But I've never had a church tell somebody, but I've never known a church to tell somebody no.
Nope, can't go.
If you want to leave, God bless you.
As I said, that tithe must be deep. Their percentage of the church budget coming out of their budget must be heavy. And they have said, no, this is not going to happen. So God bless them, though.
So you know how it is a running joke on the show, how I like my one-word churches.
Yes.
And one of the reasons is because many one-word churches, they give you beverages in the hallway. Right.
We love the beverages.
And love the beverages. And many of them will let you actually take the beverages in the sanctuary.
The coffee court. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So John Piper, Pastor John Piper, very well-known pastor, wrote the book Desiring God.
Okay.
Recently on Twitter, me and Brother John, we had some issues with each other right now because let me show you what neighbors what Brother John wrote. Brother John put, can we reassess whether Sunday coffee sipping in the sanctuary fits? And then he quotes Hebrews 12:28. Let us offer to God acceptable worship with reverence and awe.
Okay.
Right. And so it ended up not going very well
for
Brother John. I'm not sure what intent that he tried to get, but I can tell you all the members on Twitter were not in favor with Brother John, and he was definitely catching some flack. So go ahead.
I wonder what he was expecting to get back from this. Or what happened? Did the one too many people spill their coffee cup and he was tired of scrubbing stains out the floor? Or what was the situation that brought him to this?
I don't know. There was definitely some people agreeing with him. But then some people said, can we reassess whether this is a question of necessary priority?
True.
And then another person said, considering the New Testament church primarily met in folks' homes and often shared a common meal together, sipping coffee in the sanctuary should not only be practiced, but encouraged. That brother, that brother understands.
Here came the theologians. The theologians like, I got something for you. Hey man, if that's a valid point. If whether or not coffee is offered is the worst thing that you gotta worry about, we gotta look at these priorities.
Another comment said, do we want people to come to service or not? Don't make them choose between church and coffee. You're not going to win.
I'm telling you, we're gonna bring in more people with biscuits. You know what I'm saying? We may not have manna anymore, but we do have biscuits. And so let's bring them in with the biscuit of the word. Amen.
This person said Jesus fed 10K during a sermon.
That's what I'm saying. Them dudes, we talked about this yesterday. I still believe that the disciples and Jesus left some money on the table when they was giving out the fishes and loaves for free. That ain't nothing but a fish basket that they could have been charging for. It could have gone back into the ministry. But he did feed the people. So he would give them coffee too. Choose ye this day. That's hilarious.
And of course, people noted that he's quoting a scripture about coffee. He's making a statement about coffee while quoting Hebrews.
That's funny.
Many people brought that up in the comments.
I missed it. Maybe John was being funny. Maybe he was feeling a little ha, and the people who are mad missed the joke. Maybe that's what was happening with him. I really do want to know what was the inciting incident that made him decide this is what I'm going to put out to Twitter today.
I don't know. I don't know, but once you have enjoyed coffee or tea during worship, you don't want to go back.
Brother, that's what I say about breakfast during worship. Once I experience the
You don't,
wonderfulness of brunch during church, I don't want to go back.
you don't want to go back. And so just so
As a,
since brother Piper mentioned coffee, I
right.
want to show this just a brief video of how this worship leader is partaking during worship. So this sister right here, she's just singing worship with a coffee in her hand, and she just
Yo, what is happening?
just
Oh,
want
okay.
to.
She's practicing. Okay.
She's not practicing nothing.
Is mentally prepared for this.
This is their worship, and sister has her drink. She looks. Let me
Well,
turn
not
the video.
well,
She
not everyone in the praise and worship team is mentally prepared for the Sunday morning pre-service practice. Yeah.
exactly. Sister is tired, and she like, listen,
She hasn't
I'm gonna
opened
have this
her
coffee.
eyes yet.
I'm gonna have this coffee. She tired. She working.
Hey man, it be like that sometimes. One of the every time I preside at my church, one of the things I do is I get there usually around 9:30, just about 9:30, not 9:15, 9:30, just because I want to see the praise and worship team practice one last time, because that's where the hilarity ensues.
Oh, about to say, I thought you want to say you wouldn't know if they had it that day.
Oh no,
See
no.
how hard you had to work to preside to see if you got to push it or not.
Bro, no, man.
Oh, okay,
Because
I'm just saying if he was doing a little scouting, a little assessment
of what was going to happen that day in service.
to see how you got to compensate if they on their A game or not.
Like, I don't know if they share a frequent shopper's card from either Dunkin' or Starbucks, but that's the only two things that's coming in there. It's either Dunkin' or Starbucks. And last times I've been there, Dunkin' has won out fairly heavily. And them cats come in there and it's just a run. And they all getting what they need to get going before service. Because they spend more time on their feet than anybody in the entire service.
So
oh, I love this. This is so churchy by your mom. I love it. So great. This is so great. You can't drink coffee in a courtroom, but it's all right in the sanctuary. You can't get yes, Mama Holmes.
Here we go.
Mama Holmes. You can't drink coffee in the judge's house, but you can drink it in the Lord's house.
But the preacher sitting there with a whole cup of juice.
Let's talk about that. Preachers be up there with whole goblets.
He working hard.
White grape juice.
He working hard. I'm working hard worshiping.
I'm working hard worshiping. Exactly. If I'm sweating down here because y'all ain't got no AC in this bad boy, then I need to replenish my my nutrients. And if I need to do that with a Gatorade, so help me. I love
brother, sister preacher sitting there with a nice huge cup of orange juice, and I gotta be here thirsty.
Yeah.
No.
Why is he sipping? He up there sipping.
Yeah, God has not called me to be thirsty doing service.
Yo, this is hilarious. Your brother, old ushers need reprogramming with all them drinks in the sanctuary. Oh my goodness.
Jesus died so I could enjoy a nice cup of tea.
Yes. Of all the things we worry about. Hey, what do we always say? We could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us today, drinking coffee, and we appreciate that.
This is what he meant by life abundantly, people. This is what he meant.
Whatever draws them in, Mama Holmes.
Exactly.
Whatever draws them in. Hallelujah. Amen.
So speaking of drinks, did we do pumpkin spice communion last week? I can't remember.
I don't think we did. Did we?
So I don't know. The neighbors can tell me if they saw this already. I can't remember. So I will show you this this interesting church sign.
Maybe we did.
They out here. I don't know. I can't remember. Did we do this?
I know me and you talked about it.
Did we? I can't remember.
Yes, we did. Because we started talking about pumpkin spice and our love for
I can't remember
how exactly what is spiced in this.
Thank you, neighbors.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
All right. Well, then
I
want
still
y'all to,
have questions about this.
I want y'all to check out this brother getting down right here.
Jesus is all I need to get by.
Yes. Come on, player.
Jesus is all
Come on.
I need to get by.
Get it, brother. Oh, there's a little John P. Key in there.
Look at the leg kick.
In the morning,
The brother doesn't have a verse for the people though.
No, he was about to do too much.
The brother didn't have a verse for the people. He just got a hot chorus and that's it.
Yo, your wife is hilarious, son. Add this brother to the poster. The one of the greatest of all time. One of the greatest to ever do it.
Oh,
He
now I get it.
brother,
I'm sorry.
add this brother
I was a
to
little
the
slow with
poster.
that one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yo, he can fit the whole other deacon in his trousers. They are baggy. They're baggy and high. There was a lot happening with these particular trousers. He didn't hem those or nothing. Like, why are they so much on the ground? That's not his suit. That's not his suit.
We gonna keep it rolling with these older brothers
Jesus
and their vocal ability.
broke Al Green.
So they tell me that these brothers are gospel Motown. I don't know. Let's hear for yourself.
Thank you. Let's give the gospel sound.
He's sliding his way. Stop. I can't do this.
But he called them the gospel sounds of Motown. That's the part that got me.
Wait, can we play this whole thing again?
Are we sure we want to hear it do it?
Yes, because I got a couple things I got to do.
Here we go.
Cause if a Robbie can say thank you, you can do it
Oh.
Huh? Now look at this brother get down the steps. He decides. Are we not going to address that?
How are you going to make fun of the brothers?
The fact that man was sliding down the steps on his butt.
How you going to make fun of brothers' physical ability or lack thereof?
That brother walked his behind up there somehow.
Oh.
That's a real song. Okay. That I wasn't ready for. I wasn't ready for that to be a real song. Let me cover this first of all. This is exactly why I'm hesitant to be part of men's ministry on the special Sundays when all the men's supposed to be singing, because I don't want to end up sounding like this.
But brother, I mean, let's be real. We did ministry with some of the older brothers, and
yes,
we kind of slapped. It was good. It was good enough. It was good.
It was good enough.
It was good. It was good enough to not get embarrassed.
Oh my goodness.
No.
What?
Yo, you and I sung more frequently, so when we get the older brothers, they once or twice a year. We get them some shine. Let them have some fun.
Yo, who is this? Yo, I don't know who this is, but it's funny. Slip and slide at the pulpit. That's hilarious. The dude from Fairfax is coming off YouTube.
The dude from Fairfax, welcome to the show, brother.
Yes,
sister.
I don't know, but you came in strong.
Yes.
Somebody get Deke. Yes, somebody help him. Y'all knew he was struggling. Y'all knew he was going to struggle. Somebody help him. The Robin song, okay. Yo, thank you, Mama Holmes. Mama Holmes is getting me back in line. She said, "Bad knees will make you do some things."
I guess so. But this brother was like, I'm just gonna slide down the
Slide
steps.
on down here. Here's the thing. He's in his good suit and he had no qualms about it. He like, nope, my knees ain't built for this no more. And that's true. We're gonna have to look at the ADA be like compliant. Like there's not a banister nowhere.
Nope.
I remember
And
that.
and nobody came until he sat down. Like, did he not struggle to get up the steps?
Yes, that's
I'm
my
like,
concern.
Nobody
Where he
remembers
come
the
from.
struggle he had to get up there to help him down. All right.
Yeah. Bad
I got
knees, bad vocals, but they had a good time.
I got some
Amen.
more. Well, I got some more questionable vocals for you and the neighbors. Check this out.
Here we go.
Oh,
She's beating the crap out that mic.
they'll be singing over yonder. They'll be singing over there. When we singers get together, we're gonna enjoy one another, and we're gonna lay down our lives for the Lord. Church, we're gonna lay down our lives for the Lord. They'll be singing over yonder. They'll be singing over there. When we singers get together, we're gonna enjoy one another, and we're gonna lay down our lives for the Lord.
This is when we get the gist. We get
No.
the gist of what's going on.
Brother, they was taking it higher. Brother, let me ask you this. You know how there's a different groupings of singers? There's the adult choir, there's a youth choir. What grouping of individuals is this?
I don't know. This is
'Cause
probably
this is-
probably the senior choir, but you know sometimes everybody don't show up for whatever reason.
Yes. Because here's the thing. There was first of all, who was running the mics? Because they can turn her down. I guess we're gonna call her Sister Sylvia.
First of
That
all-
is turn her down.
First of all, we both know there's some sound technicians at church. When she started slapping the mic like that, we know brothers or sisters would have went up there and would have dealt with her right away. Like, sister, you can't be slapping the mic like that.
Hey, don't touch my mic like that. Don't touch my mic like that. And here's my question. Maybe her hearing aid wasn't in. What was she listening for? Because the mic was on from the moment that she started. It was on before she even started tapping it. And why do you keep on hitting it for so long if you can't hear it? Like maybe you just can't hear it. It's a you issue. And I think that's why she was screaming. She thought her mic was low, so she had to sing louder. And it just took her all the way off.
All right, I got another one I'm gonna do real quick. Check this one out.
It's raining. Oh, there we go. Feel the rain. It's raining. It's raining. I feel the rain. I feel the rain. I feel the rain.
What's happening?
Feel the rain. I feel the rain.
What's happening?
Now we all have.
I feel the rain.
Oh, okay, brother.
What's happening?
Coming down, it's coming down. Oh, I feel the rain. Can you feel the
He's still going.
He's still going.
He's still going. This is hilarious. The not so mighty clouds of joy.
Oh, dude, for Fairfax, you gotta keep coming back, bro.
Yo, but that's DJ Gray Hat.
Oh, okay.
He just
All right.
changed his name up.
All right, so we all have we all have that one partner that we kind of cut up with in church in our lifetime,
Right.
right? This is one of those moments where you look at your cut up partner and you say, "Can't nobody sing like Eddie Kane."
Here's my question. I have a couple questions. Did they practice ahead of time?
What?
If so, what was the purpose of this group? Because at some point, my man, the
He
purple
had
just
enough.
walked off.
He was like, I can't.
We need to talk about why my man in the purple just said, "Bump this, I'm leaving." He's like, this dude started doing this during rehearsal. I told him not to do it, and he kept on doing it. And then the lady in the green just was encouraging him. I'm hoping that this was a joke and that this wasn't like a live thing. It seems like it was live though.
Max
His brother just
Max said he sings all the Temptation songs at karaoke night. But how people just walked off on it. They was like, okay, if we don't went too far.
we're not going too far because they know they're going to get a sternly worded letter. They're under suspension. They've broken the covenant.
All right. So I got one more thing I want to show you before we get to you. So you know how so you and I know this because we follow college sports, but you know there's the whole NIL deal that college athletes get now. For the neighbors that don't know, NIL is now college athletes can get paid for their name, image, and likeness.
Right.
By sponsoring different companies and stuff like that. Well, I'm guessing by this next picture that it is possible that NIL has now made its way into the seminaries. I want to show y'all this.
What is happening?
So this, for the audio listeners, this sister has on her clergy attire, but a Nike swoosh across the top of her chest in the upper corner, and "Just Do It," the Nike slogan, going down the side. I even have a closer picture.
I need a closer. Oh no, she's serious. She wore this.
Yes.
This mother decided that it was appropriate to put the Nike logo, logo on her chest, and then have their mantra running down her sleeve. Now, first of all, I'm not gonna lie, this thing slaps. Like this, it's a nice fit.
I forgot. Is somebody tell me what the official name of this thing is? Is that it's not a habit because that's something else.
Nah.
Whatever it is, her preaching robe, we'll call it. It's very nice.
It slaps.
Yeah, but I hope she getting some NIL money from Nike.
Yo, this is great. This is absolutely great. The only thing that could have been better if she, instead of just straight black heels, if she would have had somehow put some Nike swooshes on her heels. If she would have somehow put some Nike swooshes on them heels, it would have taken it to the next level.
I do want to say that maybe just maybe this is for a sermon illustration.
No, she's not.
Mind. She's outside. She's outside.
Yeah, the first one was outside, and the second one she's sitting down. She's not part of it. Yeah, no, this is her fit. She decided this was going to be the look. You know what? I bet you she has on a pair of red ones, the black and red ones that she like when she takes some heels off after service.
She gotta be rocking. Let me go back and see if we. I don't.
Yep.
Oh, she got on shoes. She didn't even have on.
I'm telling you, after service. You know how the mothers get they put the slippers on, the slip-ons after service, and they get tired of them heels. Nope, she got some bread ones.
Well, if you're gonna do this, you gotta go all the way.
Yep. See, somebody else said the same thing. She probably has a pair of ones just chilling. Yo, she's ready.
Maybe this. Well, I don't know. Maybe this in a casual vibe because sister next to her, she got on her silver Crocs.
I'm telling you. Oh,
the silver Crocs right here.
What are we doing?
So they just casual all around for this. It looks like it's a cemetery. They're in the cemetery. Yeah, so they just casual all around.
They had a few.
They had a few. God bless.
Yo, that's hilarious.
I will run back the "It's Raining" video at the end of the show.
They had a funeral
because the neighbors.
I've never noticed that funeral. You don't have to say the whole word. They had a funeral.
Yeah, that's because you live in a nice area where majority of people that live there are educated.
I've never noticed that before. They had a funeral.
That's because you're in a nice area.
I'm gonna start doing that from now on, brother. I'm gonna start doing. They had a funeral.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
The church you go to doesn't have the fan sponsored by a funeral home.
Hey, we do not.
You live in a nice area.
But that funeral home does sponsor a lot of stuff up here. Yo, they get money.
All right. So it depends. We could decide how you want to do it. You want to talk about you went to the Kirk Franklin Israel
I did.
reunion tour. You can talk
Right.
about it now, or you can wait till I go, which is 2 weeks from now. It's up to you. I'm okay with you talking about it now, neighbors. If you care about spoilers, you might not want to listen.
Yeah.
But
Dre's
gonna tell his experience at the Kirk Franklin Israel Tie Tribute reunion tour. Clark sisters, all this. Go ahead.
See, this is the question that's being asked.
Mhm.
So here's what happened. It was a reunion tour. I was so excited for this.
Mhm.
I took off work. We were the second stop. We were at the Philly stop.
Mhm.
It was on Friday.
Mhm.
The first stop was in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
I don't know about Bridgeport's gospel scene like that. God bless him if it has one. But this was Philly.
Mhm.
And if you know Philly and you know gospel in Philly, you knew there were going to be musicians. There's
the
going to
people
be
was out.
singers.
Yeah.
The people came out, son.
The people.
So
I'm sure you probably saw some Philly gospel celebrities there.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
were in the Wells Fargo in there, and the
Yeah.
first thing I'm saying to myself, I'm saying to myself, I was like, "Yo, they have to reckon." Actually, let me back up. The first thing I said this to Cliff. I don't know if I said it off the air or on the air. I said, "Yo, do
On the
you
air.
think we were on the air?"
Yeah, well, judging by the response you got from the post, I think all the neighbors were in on the joke. So I think
Okay.
I think it was on the air.
Because I said, "Yo, do you think they're going to be selling liquor when we walk in there? Because it's a concert."
And I told you that they would.
You said they're going to
Because
get their coins, and
these
and
venues.
so the first thing me and my wife did, we were getting to our seats. We found the nearest concession stands, and my brother, the liquor was flowing.
So not only were you doubting whether they would serve it, but then you decided you was going to partake.
No. I chose to not partake.
Oh, okay.
I chose to not partake.
I thought you were drinking the devil's nectar at the Lord's show.
Brother, do you understand how much I thought about it?
But I'm sure the Saints was in the line.
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
The Saints were in the line.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh no! Somebody made money off of that. I'm not going to mention who I was talking to. It might have been my wife, but she was mad. She's like, "I would do it, but you know the Saints be judging you." I'm like, "We don't know none of these people. We don't know none of these people. If you want to drink, you'll drink. If you want to sip and praise, go ahead and sip and praise. If the people can sip and paint, I can sip and praise. Ain't nothing wrong with it."
And from what I understand, and you know, my moderate knowledge of this kind of stuff, the concert doesn't control concessions.
They don't.
The venue controls concessions.
The venue
the venue decides what gets served at concessions, not the concert, not the promoter or the artist.
And so there was people asking questions in the
yes, I can tell. Yes, there was weed. People, it's Philly on a Friday night. It was weed. I wasn't there, and I know the answer.
So, are you serious? There were drinks. Yes, there were drinks, and I actually only saw one person that was right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
My brother came down. It looked like he was sipping on a little ginger ale and Hennessy combination. He was just something like he was sipping on
a little something.
Yeah, from what I can smell.
Yeah,
not that I drink that.
Just
that I would know by the
just
smell.
to get the spirit flowing. That's all.
It was a different kind of spirit that was flowing.
There you go.
And then my wife gonna be mad. She gonna be mad talking about. She gonna be mad talking about they shut down the bar at the intermission. I was like, well, they couldn't send the Saints home drunk. We had to stop selling liquor at some point.
Which is what they do at sporting events. At some point, they shut the bar down.
Okay, your wife was saying they served liquor when Kirk toured with PJ and Lettucey. Okay,
yeah, I wasn't paying attention, but I take her word for it.
But here's the thing: this was a question that I was surprised with. Brother Daryl, what up, baby? He asked a good question. He said, "Did you smell weed?"
Yes,
I was surprised. I only smelled one person that smelled like weed.
Only one.
Oh, it was only one.
Yes, but the stadium was full of thousands of people, so I'm sure.
It was, yeah. In my section, that's the only person I smelled that would smell like weed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so I was surprised off of Rip. But yes, the liquor was full. Let me get into it. I knew this is a Ty Tribbett joint. I mean, it's a Ty Tribbett part of a big part of the concert.
Mhm.
I said to myself, this is Philly. They're gonna have to show out for him in some way, form, or fashion.
Mhm.
And they did. They opened up with Ty Tribbett receiving the key to the city
Oh, nice.
from a councilwoman.
Nice.
She was a young councilwoman.
Okay.
People hyped up for her. Like, they was hyped cheering for her because they knew who she was. And then they was like, hey, we gotta give it to Ty. And they was definitely, and they gave him the key to the city. And he
That's
came
cool.
out there and he was hyped. And what
I
was
believe it.
the dopest thing he did was, instead of giving a acceptance speech, he's like, yo, I really appreciate this, but here's what I want to do. You know, I love this. I love the city, and it's been tough right through here, and a lot of wild things is happening. Like my ears are still, in the city. He's like, yo, I want to pray for the city right now.
Mhm.
And he just went into a heartfelt prayer.
That's right, because this was not long after people were looting downtown.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shootings lately.
Yeah, that's right.
And-
The brother that got, yeah.
And he's like, I just want to pray for the city. And so he just sat there and prayed.
That's cool.
And it set an atmosphere in the place. Dog, when I tell you I love this concert,
I believe it.
when I tell you me and my wife were legitimately looking for tickets to go watch somewhere else. Like
Come to Jersey. Come to
we
Jersey.
trying to run it back. Like we are literally trying to run it back. We're looking at our schedules to see what we can line up. Because go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Somebody asked a question. I'm gonna address this.
Yes, and let the people know who was not there, because I've seen videos on social. There are certain.
So who all was supposed to be there?
Well, I mean, the big thing is Twinkie is not on this tour. Twinkie Clark.
Yeah, Twinkie's not there. Twinkie is not there. She wasn't playing either. But how were the Clark sisters?
They still got it.
Bruh. Oh my God.
They still. Oh yeah, they still. I've
my
seen the videos.
God.
They still got it.
Oh my God. The Clark sisters. Like, here's my honest thoughts.
Go ahead.
I don't want to take too long. But here's my honest thoughts. I love this concert. I can talk about this all day. I've been waiting to do this. What's her name? Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, like, I had to put her higher in my GOAT conversation.
Once again, I'll be trying to tell you.
I had to put Karen higher in my.
Karen's voice is not real.
How old is she?
I feel like the lady on the play.
Let me say this. I want to be as clear. I'm a Kiki fan, and I feel bad saying this. There's levels to this.
Oh yeah, I mean, anybody. Wait, Kiki is amazing.
That level.
But everybody knows Kiki's not her mother. Everybody knows this. Like,
I just want to be as clear as possible.
Even when they were practicing for the movie, Kiki said, like, trying to sing my mother's notes is crazy. Like, she admitted, like, it was difficult for her to get
how
there.
old is she, and why does her voice still work like that?
Because she's an alien too.
Dog.
Respectfully, she's an alien too.
Now I have an MVP ranking of the night. Okay. Off of vocal performances, just straight vocal performances.
Mm-hmm.
Number one was Kiki. I mean, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Number one was Karen.
Of course.
Karen murdered. Like she was doing stuff. First of all, I honestly and sincerely thought that they were going to put them on early and then let them go to bed. Because they old as heck, dog. They're old as heck. They shouldn't be out there.
It's a nice show. They could have had a nap.
Yup. Maybe.
But let me just say this. They're Church of God in Christ. And having been in Church of God in Christ, we are used to churching all night. So this concert, and they born in the church. This is light work to them.
We got out of this concert at 11:30.
This is light work to them. Let me tell you.
We was there late.
Yeah.
Dog, like it started like at 7:30. Like, we was there late. And I was like, because one of the first people they brought on was them. I was like, okay, bet they're gonna get in a couple songs, they're gonna get them off.
First.
Guess what? That did not happen.
Yeah.
They kept on coming out throughout the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
They were there the whole night.
Yeah.
Karen Karen Clark live, Karen Clark Shear is she's different. You know who else I had to move up my GOAT level?
Dorinda.
Nah. Well,
Oh.
During the Kill as well.
Mm-hmm.
During the Kill as well. Let's be and
Man.
me and my wife. What you say?
Tamala Man.
Tamala Man. My dog. I'm getting goosebumps. Like right now, thinking
She
about it.
kills. She kills.
Tamala Man. I don't know how to put this. It was like Karen, and then Tamala was sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
The things, and these people ain't young. You shouldn't still be able to do this with your voice at this age. Because here's the thing: I'm not just talking about how old they are, how hard they've been singing for how long they've been singing. Karen Clark is a different level. Tamala, I'm like, Tamala, I haven't put enough respect on your name.
Yeah, she's a beast.
I haven't put enough respect on your name just because her music ain't really my music. But when Tamala goes and sings her joints live, you can't mess with her. You
I believe
can't
it.
bang with Tamala.
I believe it.
Like, I was like, what's happening? And she just, how hard she was pushing and the level of notes she was hitting on top of the runs, and she wasn't missing. Tamala Man is a GOAT. Like, I've never said that. I've always like, she's cool with Kirk. She got one or two bops. Good for her. She was good on Tyler Perry joints. Tamala Man is a GOAT.
She's talented in her own right.
And let me say this. Spirit. Okay, this is where it gets controversial. The spirit hits differently with different people. Tamala Man is a minister.
Mm-hmm.
Tamala Man ministers. Like, so people can sing.
Yeah.
Tamala Man, when her mouth opens up, she's ministering. They don't care where she's at. It ain't form or fashion. Yes, this. She hits high notes full chest. She's not singing out of her falsetto.
Mm-hmm.
She's singing that full throat, like she's just different. That chick, she's just different.
I believe it.
And so here was something I was worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Who did I tell you I was really worried about in this concert? I said they were going to send. I thought they were going to send the Clark sisters to go to bed early. But who did I say I was worried about?
You worried about Israel?
I
No.
was worried about Israel.
No, Israel crushes live. Israel crushes. He didn't crush in this concert.
Israel was the MVP tonight.
I'm trying to tell you, Israel. I told you, Israel crushes live. When that brother gets in his bag of like corporate praise and worship, I'm telling you.
Here's the thing. Okay. I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to speak coherently. Because I can still remember it. And my wife sent me a text about it afterwards, and she doesn't usually talk like this. But Israel, so you got Ty Tribbett, you have David Mann, you have Isaac Curry, because he's up there singing background, and you have Kirk Franklin. These dudes are high energy. David Mann's high, and so they moving and jumping around all over the place. And you see Israel trying to keep up with a few dance steps, and he couldn't really. And so he looked old and out of place at some points in the beginning. It gets to his part. It gets to his set. And what do? They put one mic, they put him out in front, and they just give him a guitar. And when I tell you, oh Lord, I can speak in tongues. When I tell you, when Alpha and Omega went up, you are Alpha.
Yes. Oh, I know.
Just to get for some people.
Yeah. Okay.
We worship when Alpha and Omega went. Let me tell you this.
You get
this is 10. At least it was over 10,000.
10,000. You get 10,000 people singing that song. Goosebumps. I believe it. Goosebumps.
Like I have no problem praising worshiping wherever I'm at.
Goosebumps.
But I was trying to be considerate of the people behind me. Let me tell you, I tried to sit there and just watch that. I had to get up. I was hands fully extended.
I
Right.
believe it.
I'm just sitting, and my wife hits me because she, after we got done, I was like, yo, this is amazing. And somebody said, it was a clip that got put up, and they said, yo, imagine what heaven's going to sound like when you just get up there and it was and it just hit. She said it hit me in my chest. And my wife don't even talk like that, but the idea of that's what heaven is going to sound like when we're just singing and we're just worshiping.
Bruh.
It was, I'm telling you, it was different.
I
And
believe
Israel, and here's why I didn't think Israel would go over well. Philly's black as heck.
it don't matter.
This wasn't no multicultural crowd.
It don't matter.
When Israel started singing, everybody was up. When I say everybody was up, everybody was up.
Yes,
When I
it's
say
because
everybody was up, everybody was up, singing their hearts out. And
I
I
believe
looked
it.
around and I said, I wasn't expecting this. I thought he was going to be the low energy cat. I really did. I thought he was going to be the low energy one. He didn't. He come out there. His music wasn't bumping. He wasn't doing a whole lot, but it was just corporate worship. It was true worship, and he just went into it, and it was otherworldly. It was beautiful.
So, like I told you before, the
Right.
reason why I'm not surprised that all those people was into his music. Remember, I told you before, for black people, Israel was the gateway drug into praise and worship.
And this is what I was. You're 100% right.
Exactly.
And on this night, I was like, and it hit me. You have to see it. I was like, oh wow. I forgot for a moment. That Israel was the OG of what's the boy's name? The black dude. I forget his name, but he was the OG of the one that Kirk Franklin went on tour with. Maverick City. Like he's the forerunner for them cats. But he's the forerunner for what's that guy's name? He does the worship music.
Chandler Moore.
Yeah, but there's another black guy. He does it worship music. I say it puts me to sleep sometime, but everybody loves him.
Todd Delaney?
Todd, but not. But
the thing with Israel is, remember, how many people were there? 10,000, right? Israel was doing that every Sunday. Remember, this dude was Joe Osteen's worship leader.
That's true. This
dude, have you not seen the live? So go to YouTube, Google live from another level. The South Africa DVD.
Oh, I have it.
Yes. The live stuff ain't nothing to Israel. Israel is in here. We got distracted when Homeboy started singing ballads with his wife. God bless him. God bless their ministry. God bless their union. But Israel been in his bag live. Israel been that dude live. Always.
When they stopped making him try to dance and just let that man, because there's a lot of action back and forth on the stage and everything to keep your attention. I love it. It was high energy. But when they said, hey, Israel, these are your 8 minutes or your 10 minutes or whatever, just go do what you do.
Woo! But it's exactly, but like I don't know if you remember when trust me, there's a point to this. Remember when they had that Raisin in the Sun play with Sanaa Lathan and Diddy and Felicia Rashad, and people were saying Diddy can't act, but you next to Felicia Rashad and Sanaa Lathan. Like this is so Israel not gonna look like he the greatest mover. You next to Kirk Franklin and Ty Tribbett. Any of us will look like we can't move that much next to Kirk and Ty. You know what I'm saying? So Israel, I knew he was gonna be okay. I'm glad he was. So the you still got more Israel takes?
Oh, brother,
because I got a question.
Go ahead.
All right. So I believe that neither the family and God's property were there, but they were not there.
Let me get to that. And so I have it written down. I have some notes that I took. One of the first of all, Israel.
New Breed too, right? New Breed, the family, God's property, they were there, but they weren't there.
So what happened? This is a spoiler. If you don't want to hear it, turn away.
It's on social.
I'm 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Israel, New Breed, God's property. No, it's God's property in the family. It didn't even talk about New Breed. It's God's property in the family.
Okay.
They are there
Mhm.
through a taped interaction. They are not physically at the concert. And so I said to myself,
There's a huge video screen at the back of the stage.
it's a huge video screen. And so it could feel like they're almost there, and they have it practiced, around the fact that, hey, we're going to interact with them like they're there, and we're going to do call and response, but they are not there. And when I saw them jokers pop up, I was like, oh my God, they have the audacity, because God's property was pushing this thing out hard on their social media.
We played the video last week where Myron. Yep. So Myron Butler wasn't there then, right?
Myron Butler was not there.
Okay.
They are not there. And I was just like, wow. So y'all really just played them, and they on a screen.
It would be expensive to kind of bring all of them.
And that's what me and my wife were talking about. It's like, to see how many of them there were. Man, yeah. I hope they're getting paid per show for each video time they show the video. But
got a flat rate.
But they probably got a flat rate. They got 150 for the day, and that was it. But because there's at least 20 of them in there. And so that was one of the most mind-blowing parts of the whole thing. William McDowell, that's his name.
Okay, that's what you think about. Okay.
Yes. He is the predecessor to William McDowell. People love William McDowell.
It was before that. It was Israel. I'm telling you, it's all in my opinion, for Black people, Israel is the gateway drug to praise and worship.
He 100% is, and I saw it that night. I said, "Oh my God, Black people love Israel." Like, I thought it was just you and me.
No,
because not everybody mess with Israel like that.
Now it's funny because Israel don't think white people know. Remember when Chris Tomlin came to State College with Israel? I don't know if you went to that concert, but I went, right? And me and I went, and Israel, like, in the middle of his set, he kept saying, "I know you don't know me, but I sing blah blah blah," and I'm yelling, "We know you!" Like, I'm my ignorant behind is yelling.
But dog, they were all the way up. Like, Israel, I do hope Israel. This sounds so bad. I hope Israel gets to heaven before I do, because I would like him to prepare the atmosphere, and just I can step into that worship, because that worship, the corporate praise that went up. It's otherworldly. It's heavenly. It's so real. Like, Israel was the MVP because, and let me say this, there's entertainers, there's singers, there's entertainers, and there's worshipers. They're not all the same people. Some people can do multiple things. Kurt Franklin's an entertainer.
Yeah.
His was the least steeped in worship, or the spirit was least prevalent present when he was on stage.
But that's because I told you my expectations, right? I told you my expectations. If I go to a concert,
right,
a gospel concert, and I love gospel music, right?
Yes.
But if I go to a gospel concert when I'm paying my money to go,
yes,
I'm not expecting the spirit to move. If the spirit don't move, I'm okay. I'm there to party.
Yes, I was too.
I am there to party.
I was too.
I don't need your word from the Lord. If you want to pray and do all that, that's fine. It's not what I'm there for. I'm there to party and have a good time.
Until Tamla and Israel.
Yeah.
I was like, so we can have fun and worship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and he was there, and he did, like, Kirk at this point, if I'm to be honest, he makes me uncomfortable.
This old man doing them gyrations.
It's the gyrations, dog. I'm really, like, I've seen all types of praise and worship, praising, dancing over the years. And I literally just turn my eyes when he starts dancing. I just look at something else.
Because he does that Michael Jackson knockoff kind of shit.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand what this has to do with God. And why is there such a deep V cut in your outfit all the time? Like,
still my boy, though.
We would not let any woman of God get away with showing as much cleavage as he does. And
leave Kirk and his gospel cleavage alone.
Leave his gospel
cleavage alone.
But
oh man.
So now here's one interesting part, and I'll wrap up. I'm sorry. An interesting part. So this was the second show.
Mhm.
If you know gospel musicians and just musicians in general, when you play music for so long, the
Mhm.
classics. Have y'all talked about the dating show he hosts with his wife? I have not seen that.
We mentioned that they have one. That's all.
Okay.
When it was first
I should-
announced, we talked
I
about
should
that they
click
have
that.
one. I've never watched it.
Go. Dr. Townsend, shout out Dr. Townsend. She asked, have y'all talked about the dating show that me and Kirk Franklin host with his wife on TV One? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we just mentioned that it was coming out. We never
called The
discussed
One.
the actual content of the show.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. But this brother had on this all red suit with these cheetah print boots. It was a lot. And these gold chains. It was giving Prince, and the whole thing was wild. But anyway, where was I at? So it was a second show,
Mhm.
and musicians, if you know musicians, they get bored and tired of playing the same music over and over again. So what's interesting, especially with the concert band has a responsibility of blending a whole lot of different type of music, especially with the genre benders that we have with this particular concert. You're going from Clark Sisters to Clark Sisters to Kirk Franklin to Israel to Ty Tribbett, then
Mhm.
back to Kirk. Like, there's a whole lot of different types of music. There's a
Yeah,
lot of different types of gospel.
Yeah.
It was only the second show. They were having problems. Like, I've just been around musicians my whole life.
Mhm.
I know music.
Problems blending.
Yes. They weren't there yet. That's why I actually want to see this show again later when they've had more time to play together.
Well, I mean, I don't think this was a group of musicians that played together a lot. I'm just guessing because
They haven't.
at least on social, one of the drummers is Jay Drew, Kiki's brother.
That is Jay Drew. So that is him?
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like, yo, is that Jay Drew?
At least the one that but they were on social. So I'm guessing he's touring as a drummer, and he
So
doesn't.
There's
he doesn't
two
play
drummers.
Yeah, he's not Kirk's drummer, and he's not Israel's drummer. So,
Yo, your mom is hilarious. Kirk does what he does for the honey who was sipping her cock.
I don't even know.
Your
Why
mom
did you
is
put that up?
hilarious,
I don't even.
Your mom is hilarious. She's on fire tonight.
Okay. She referencing
Yeah.
the person that
He was
you
drinking.
saw.
Yeah. But
There you go.
it was interesting because there was one point at which they were all sitting down on stools,
Mhm.
and it was an acoustic set. It was supposed to be kind of, and they were going back and forth between all their songs, some of their more deep, like the worship songs, like the kind of acoustic joints.
Yeah.
But the band was still playing, so it's not fully acoustic, obviously. But the drummer was so off. Ty turned his head around, like he's a good 20, 30 feet away from him because they ran all the way to the front of the stage. The stage extended out into the audience. Ty turned around and starts going like this.
Oh, the Gary Abdullah nod.
My dad. Okay, for people who don't understand, my dad is a bass player my whole life, and so when the
drummer is off, your dad.
When the drummer is off, he gets them back in the pocket.
Look
like
to the
this.
drummer and do this.
And he will nod the heck out of his head. And so I see Ty from where he's at go like this and start getting them together. And then when they finally get in pocket, you see Ty put his hand up and go, that's it. Stay there. And that happened. Things similar to that happen on more than one occasion. Part of what I honestly think the problem is, and they were actually messing up the singers. All these songs are iconic in some way, form, or fashion. And musicians like to add their own spice and their own flavor to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we all have in our mind like certain beats or certain certain
what it's
key
supposed
strokes,
to sound like.
Certain things we want to hear in the song. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
And they weren't doing that. They were going to do what they want. They were hitting certain parts, but a lot of it was, hey, we're going to put that funk on it. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to add something to it. The problem was, I think it was throwing off singers in certain times. I think singers the Clark Sisters had no problem singing through it. they sang through it. I think it threw off some of the background singers, and I think the musicians were messing themselves up on some points. Either that, or it was so deep musically that I didn't understand it, which is bullcrap. I heard it, and they was messing up.
You know why
They
the
was
Clark
messing
sisters ain't
up.
have any problem? That's that church that got in Christ's upbringing. They used to
Yup,
just
they
go into
know-
some random church and dealing with whoever brother musician is on the organ and whoever
Yup.
brother drummer is or sister drummer or sister
We
musician.
gonna
They
sing
just
through it.
we just gonna deal with y'all and yeah. So they
So
yeah.
it was wild, dog. It was
But-
wild.
But yeah,
This
it's-
concert, but from top to like only if you, because that's what I went there for the music. Like
Yeah.
I went there for the music, and so that's how I'm brave. And so I
and
actually
you used
spent
to
more of my,
hearing. Go ahead, I'm
Yup.
sorry.
I spent more of my time actually looking at the musicians than I did the actual singers.
Yeah.
And so that's just me though, because that's what I grew up doing. Because my dad's a bass player my whole life, and all my friends are musicians, and so I'm looking at what they're doing. I didn't know. I was too far away. It wasn't too far away. It was a freaking haze. They kept on putting this smoke in the air, and they let you know when you walk in. It looked very much one church name setup. You know what I'm saying? One name church setup, dark with all the haze in the air. I'm like, why is there so much smoke? I can't see the music. I was mad. I couldn't see the musicians because I wanted to see how they interplay with one another. That's the most interesting part of any concert to me. And it was annoying me that I couldn't see them as well. I didn't know if it was Thaddeus was there or not. I just wanted to see if Thaddeus was on the bass. I couldn't tell.
True.
I couldn't tell if that was there, because that's what I wanted to see. I'll say this, so I need to wrap up this. Ty Tribbett was so hype. He was so hype, like, because he got the key to the city when he started. He came out. He came out and he was hype, but if I'm trying to remember that order right, I think Israel had dropped. Yeah. I think Israel had really set this atmosphere, right? And Ty was ready to worship.
Mhm.
Because what's interesting is if you pay attention, if you go to the concert, there's a screen facing the stage, like all the way in the back, that has all the words for the singers on it, but it
Mhm.
also has a clock countdown of how
Mhm.
long your set is supposed to be.
Mhm.
First of all, Cats was going over their set all
Just
day.
like in One Word Church.
Yes, all
One
night.
Word Church had that.
They was going over their set time, over their set limit the whole night. But Israel has set such an atmosphere of praise and worship that Ty came out there and was so hyped and was just ready to go. He just wanted to worship. Like, he's like, I have a whole set, but the musicians start playing around, start playing shouting music. And they would listen to him when he told them to cut it off, but then they would go back into it. And because they just wanted to, like, he just wanted to worship.
Yeah, he
And
wanted
he
to
just
stay.
wanted to shout.
He wanted to flow with the spirit.
Yeah, but he's like, but I can't do this. I have a set. I want y'all to hear my music. I have a set. But he's like, okay, let me sing this. And he went into worship real quick. And he went over. I don't think he sang his whole set, but you could tell he was so hyped to be home. And the crowd was pumping his head so hard. And at the end, they did this dope thing where each one of the people came out and sang their banger. Like, it was at the end where Tamela Mann came out and sang Take Me to the King.
Okay.
And dog, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. Dog, when I tell you, she went up. But the thing is, the Clark sisters went up before her. I forget which one of their joint stays, but it was their joint.
Mhm.
It was, I forget which song it was, man. But it was their joint. I was like, okay, that's the Clark sisters song. We know that's the one we were
Was
expecting.
it You Brought the Sunshine?
Yes. Yes, because Karen lost her freaking mind. Like, she just sang. She kept on holding her head like this, I think, to keep her wig on, but she was singing. How hard, and it made me feel better about the possible longevity of Kiki, because my thing is, I'm always saying Kiki screams so much she's gonna blow her voice out. But I was like, if her genetics are set up anything like Karen's is, and she's just able to do that for 30 plus years, well, God bless her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she just did it. But they each came out and sang their banger, their joint. And Ty, what did Ty come back out? I forget what he came back out and sang.
Victory.
But he just yes. And
I wasn't even there. And I'm just
he just and the crowd just and Karen's in her 60s. She's the youngest. Oh wow, that does explain some things too. But and he was the last one off the stage that night. You would think it's quote unquote Kirk's concert, but he got hyped. He started dapping people up in the crowd that he was seeing. Ty was just glad to be home.
yeah, it's his home thing. Yeah, it's like
his
you know when they have the All-Star game in the home place. Yeah.
And everybody, they all came on stage, for that last joint, and they were all walking off. And Ty just looked at the crowd, flipped the mic, and he just dropped it and walked off. And he like, yo, and the crowd was just so hyped. And he was hyped. And you could tell if you had more time that it would have gone on and on forever. The concert is 100% worth it. If you can find it, if you can get to it, go get to it. The concert, like me and my wife are legitimate. If our schedules weren't so busy, we would be going. We were thinking about trying to hit Charlotte up where her sister is. We were trying to get to New Jersey. Like that concert is 100% worth it. And what I found out was there were multiple people that came 3.5 hours away, like us, but we didn't talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people there, like we were there, yo. But that concert is 100% worth it. And for me. And this is a special thing to be around so many people of color and just being able to worship corporately in that way. Yeah. I hadn't gotten it in a while. And it just felt, it was like when we stopped being hype and we just started worshiping, I honestly didn't expect Black people to love Israel like that. Dog, it's different.
I told you, man.
Dog, it's different.
I told you.
Of everybody there, I'm telling you, everybody was on their feet. When Israel started to worship, it's Israel, a guitar, a mic in the band, and the background singers, but the background singers are all the way back here. It was different, dog. And if that man is not the praise and worship leader, when we hit heaven, I don't know.
It's either him or Fred.
Yeah, they can trade off, but the boy's different. Like his influence is bigger than I really realized. I realized it was big, but it's like, oh, you're that guy. You changed gospel music, and you changed it, in a way that broke down walls and brought Black. Because what I noticed was there were actually more white people there than I thought. And when Israel went up, they may have been sitting. They may not knew the Clark. They may not have known the Clark sisters. They may not know Ty's bangers. They knew Israel, and they were up. And then all the Black people was up with them. And when Israel started singing, one of the volunteer ladies who was supposed to be there stopped her job and just was here. Just stop doing what she was supposed to do. I saw her. I'm like, yo, look at this. Look at this. I looked at my wife. It was different. Dog, the boy is different.
Every Black church sang Lord You're Good. Just playing.
Yes. And the way they sang it, you could tell. I'm telling you, but Alpha and Omega always moves me, period. But when I stopped and I looked around, I said, oh, so I'm not the only Black person that loves this song. It's like, because it's big in Africa. Yeah, like it came off that album. But when I looked around and I just saw, and here's the thing about Philly musicians and Philly singers: if you're not nice, they'll sit on their hands on you.
Yes,
that was not the case.
I'm telling you, man.
People came ready to worship and to just enjoy. Nobody was hating. People were up. The Clark sisters must have been on some Celsius, some caffeine, something, because I didn't expect the ladies that old to have that much energy. They killed it. They couldn't really.
You make it sound like they're 80, they're 60s.
They couldn't really 70s. Walk up and down them steps too well. But you know what I'm saying?
Once they
was
got to their
killing it.
spot, they was killed.
That once they got to their spot, Karen Clark Sheard is a GOAT. Like she's
I'm
in that
happy.
small room.
I'm happy you had a good time. And
Dog.
I'm happy you got it out, because for you to be holding on to this for another 2 weeks when I see it, that was
Dog.
big. I'm happy you got it out of you. That,
Karen Clark Sheard's a GOAT. I'm sorry, it is 10.
it's okay. It's all right. So I'm gonna play the It's Raining video for the neighbors, but first we're gonna get some credits. We want to thank everybody, and so after credits we'll play the It's Raining video. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We do this show right here on Tuesday every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Facebook and YouTube. If you can't catch us live, that's okay. You go to turntoyourneighbor.com. Links to all the ways you can watch us on demand. Shout out to everybody who is watching or listening through the Turn to Your Neighbor podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. So good to have y'all with us tonight. And, if you can't watch live, that's okay. Shout out to the on-demand the listeners. We appreciate y'all too. All right. The people have asked for the It's Raining video one more time. So here we go. Let me
Oh, there we go. Feel the rain. It's raining. It's raining. I feel the rain.
look at my man. He's like, I'm tired of this foolishness.
I'm out of here.
I can't.
Jimmy Ray always.
I feel the rain. Feel the rain. I feel the rain.
What is happening?
I feel the rain.
Now, green suit. She sister like, I can't.
Yes. He's like a 5-year-old that got a microphone. Yes. Yes, Dr. tells us exactly it.
Yes.
Can you feel the rain?
Just cut him off. This is not spirit led.
My man right here trying to expedite the service.
He is.
Oh, there you go, neighbors. I promise you, it's rated one more time. You got, but man, see this brother right here. He knew right away it's time for me to go. I can't. I'm not with y'all foolishness tonight. I got to go.
Negative oils. 100%, yo. Oh my goodness.
Man.
Anyway.
All right, neighbors, man. It's like 10:30. So thank y'all for hanging with us. Those who stuck with us this long. But we gonna get out of here because we old too. So we gotta get up.
I'm sleepy.
All right, let me get rid of It's Raining. All right. I'm happy you had such a good time at the concert, my brother.
Brother, if you're going to be blessed. That's all
I'm excited. I'm excited because I act a complete fool at gospel concerts. So this should be fun.
Yeah, it is.
All right, neighbors. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Peace.